This is our first conversation for 2026. And please pardon me if I call this year 2025 because some days I'm making mistakes. I don't know why I'm still saying 2025, but this is our first conversation for 2026. And this is our WISE Women Inspiring, Supporting, Empowering conversation. And our conversations are derived by lived experiences, or they can be folks who have experience in one topic or the other. It could be a book that they read. So today, our conversation is coming from one of our members, Cameron English. Cameron joined WISE last year, June, and she was also part of our leadership cohort too. I will allow Cameron to introduce herself, introduce her topic. I hope you all enjoy what Cameron brings to us this evening, and she will have questions at the end. Please feel free to join in. And at the end, we ask you to stick around if you're not part of WISE. We have some introduction, or should I do the introductions first of our members? Should I do that first or should I do that last? Hmm.
Last.
Okay, we'll go last. So, Cameron, I am going to give you the mic.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on because this is amazing. It's always necessary and needed. My name is Cameron English. Again, I am a member of the Wise Women Network. It's such a beautiful organization. I joined through a leadership cohort last year. I took the class and then I became a member right after that. I'm a mother. I am a mom of six. I work in the healing arts. Okay. And I am the owner of three businesses. So I own Mother Nature Healing, which is birth work, supporting families with holistic nutrition, womb wellness, and trauma informed care. And I do that through Innate Elements. So I have some business partners go through this cohort as well. And now I'm opening the JMAIIA Center in March, which is a community rooted family enrichment and micro school space in Berlin, which helps parents and children work together. So I said in the space with healing, education, wellness, and empowerment one. So it's so nice to be a part of here. And this is my first conversation that I'm doing here with WISE. So I'm really excited. So today I'm doing a workshop. It's called Rest and Care, Reclaim Your Restoration, Wellness, and Boundaries. And this really was inspired by someone who's already in this class today. So Courtney Patterson Fay, she is a professor at Wesleyan, and she was the one who inspired me to create this workshop for her class. So thank you so much for that. So I'll just give you guys a little bit. We'll get it started. But I am going to, if you have a notepad, or we'll create a conversation piece. There are some prompts in this. So if you want to chat, we're gonna have a space for that. So yeah, that's a little bit more about me here. And that's all the things I said, a little bit more, a little more razzle dazzle there. So thank you all. This is my family here. I'm mom of six. I got three boys, three girls, ages 1 through 18. So we're in there. Okay. So I do want to give a disclaimer. So I want to let everyone know that we are arriving in this space with intention. So I invite you all fully to be here with your mind, your body, and your spirit. So I want to start it off by all of us taking a collective breath. If we can breathe in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, and out through our mouth. And just use this space in this moment here to ground yourself and also honor the land and the space that you're on. It's very important. Before we get started, just shake off the day. So, conversation, what is rest really? So the definition that we have here from Tricia Hershey says rest is a form of resistance because it disrupts the systems that tell us that we're only worthy through our productivity. And, we think about that and what that means to us, and how important that rest really is. We just see it as a day to day. We're just going to sleep, and it's just a part of life. But really, there's more, and it plays a bigger role than what we know. So there is more types of rest than you may have realized. So we have mental rest, which is quieting our overthinking mind, right? We have our emotional rest when we need to honor our feelings without judgment. Sensory, reducing overstimulations like sound, lights, screens. I know me as a mom of six, like when I hear my name, mommy, like from six different people at like every second, that can like be like, so sometimes just the rest from sounds, spiritual rest, feeling connected to something greater and that have that grounding there. Creative rest is replenishing our inspiration and curiosity, like how creative we are. What do we choose to craft and make? Social rest, honoring solitude, choosing nourishing relationships. So sometimes we have to take a pause in those spaces. And then, of course, we have what we all know is that physical rest, which is sleeping, being still, our gentle movement, grounding, all of these are all different types of rest that we could crave and need at different times in our lives. And we have to think about what that means now. So this is going to bring up the first question. So we can just popcorn or open it up. And the first question is, what type of rest is your body craving right now? So I'm going to go back to the types of rest here. If you want to throw out just one word, which rest do you need now?
Mental
Mental.
rest. Mhm.
Who else? Let's
Spiritual and physical.
one more person. Thank you for sharing.
Sensory and creative.
Okay. Yes. So everybody's needs are going to look differently. I know for me, mine is still sensory. It's been there like forever, and sometimes mental because I like to think about a lot of things all day. Like, so good to know. So you need good to know and have that retrospect of like what that means to you and what type of rest is necessary for you in this moment. Because let's realize we're still in winter. Like this is still the season of winter. Even though there has been a physical new year and the number has changed, so we've moved into this energy of one and let's start and let's do. We're still like wrapping up a lot energetically, and you have to honor the seasons of life. You have to honor the seasons of your body and what you need. So us being in winter right now is still a space of rest, still a space of planning, still a space of solitude in preparation for that spring, for that blossoming that comes out. So one thing I want to make sure that we know and talk about is the cost of survival mode, because rest, the reason why we don't get rest is, because some of these mindsets that are taught to us. So, we're told to push through the pain, show up no matter what, keep staying busy because that makes you useful, that makes you safe. We have songs that are dedicated to us being always on the go, always moving and not taking time for us, like Survivor, like, okay, I'm a survivor, we're going to just keep going, we got it. And then, in the stigma in our community as Black and brown women or any genre, but we're always taught to be strong, right? So, but that costs us in the long run. So it can affect us in so many ways. So we have like our nervous system that could be affected. We can go into those patterns of flight, of freeze and, so where we're trying to like rush and we don't know what to do. And then we'll get trapped there, and that can cause autoimmune diseases and different things like that. And it takes a toll and cost on our body internally and externally. Our hormones can get jacked up. We can be burnt out. It causes problems. We can develop ovarian cysts. There's different things that can come from that, fibroids, different things that come from overworking in the body, our body trying to create and craft at all times without rest. Our body will be doing that on the internal just as much as the external. Our sleep cycles can get thrown off. Our digestion will either overeat or undereat. It can make us feel different type of ways with our emotions. So we can feel resentful. We can be angry. We could also equally feel numb and then have all of these feelings all together. And it can also affect our feelings of self-worth. So, I want to go a little bit deeper into the different type of trauma responses there. because we are living with dysregulated nervous systems if we don't get a grip on some of this need right here. And like I said, there's a lot of systems that are built off the back of our labor. And it can cause us to be exhausted. So if we look at the different trauma responses and think about where you're at in this space, you don't have to say it out loud, but I just want you to take a space for introspection and think of how you respond when you are faced with different traumas. So we have fight, which, is obviously, you're ready to go, right? You can freeze and not move. You can clam up, flop, collapse, faint, flight, running away. Like I'm a flight person, so just like, and I'll move out the whole state. Okay, so and we have fawn, so someone who may like people please or try to avoid conflict. So these are some of those. So now question number 2, let's bring this into conversation. So what does rest feel like in your body? First question. So if you can take time and think about what it feels to be rested, what comes up in your body? Just unmute yourself and you can share.
Discomfort. Yeah.
And discomfort when you feel like you rest, so that's not normal to you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I'm in motion, getting so many things done, unless I'm passing out, having a season of rest, like this winter has not been easy for me to like just relax. Like, I can't, I'm in the future right now. I can't be in the now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's showing that, and that shows where there's dysregulation at, like, so it's like overwhelm. And then when you take the space, do you feel guilt as well for resting?
I don't think I'm in guilt because I know I deserve it. I just feel it just literally feels uncomfortable because I'm like, I need to be doing something right now.
Mm, yeah. And that kind of brings it to the next question, which is like, what does survival look like? That's showing, moving in that survival mode still, where rest is not easy yet. We won't put that word on there yet. What does survival feel like? You want to answer?
Normal. I feel like I'm always operating in survival mode. So as I'm sitting here listening to you speak, Cameron, I'm just like, I can't tell when I've actually paused to really rest. Like my word for the first question was going to be foreign. It feels foreign. Like when I do have some rest, it's like, wow, this feels weird. Um, and so survival, it's like my natural, it feels like the natural state. Like something happens and you're doing what you need to. I'm a fighter. I'm fighting through it, doing what I need to do to survive it. And then I don't know how to go back.
So just like Shannon, like you guys have similarities as far as it feeling uncomfortable or odd, like to be in a space of rest, but it's something that's not
Yeah.
needed. And then rest, to you said, is the survival is the normal. So you said you haven't really honored to give yourself a space for rest. Oh, wait, I see things in the chat. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. All over, Reva said peaceful for what does rest feel like in her body, and survival feels like all over the place. Yeah, definitely can see that. I see calmness being rest, but it also doesn't feel normal. And survival is a long to-do list, never ending, and always something. Yeah, you see, like, so it's showing where we're all at and how necessary us to create space for rest here in our life. Yeah,
For
Courtney,
me,
but
this is Kanisha. For me, I would say that it feels, well, currently at least, very weird. It feels like I'm losing control. It's almost like I would want to be able to rest, but to watch myself resting, if it makes sense.
to make sure you don't miss nothing. Okay.
Right. To still make sure I'm not missing anything, because I feel like there's so much that's dependent on, on me, and the decisions that I make. And it's just not wanting that, to give that disappointment. So it comes with that people pleasing piece.
Yeah, and then it shows also sometimes like we don't have the system set up like to create a space for rest. I see Reba has her hand up. Reba, you can unmute yourself.
Hi. So I think for me, I'm at a place where like I feel like I have to demand what I need because I feel like for so long we us as women we put ourselves in position where we feel like we have to be that for everyone. But I think I'm at a point where I'm like, I have to be that for me. I can't, if I can't be that for me, I can't be that for everyone. So just being able to articulate, like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be everything for everybody anymore. I want to relax. I want to starting to feel comfortable with delegating because I think it's unfortunate when we as women feel guilty about resting, but I was talking to my husband the other day and I'm like, it's crazy how like the women be dying before their husbands because the women be the ones doing everything and all over the place. So I think we just have to get back to it's okay to relax. It's okay to rest. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to delegate because that's really what we need.
Right. And then
So,
pulling back, like you said pulling back some of that energy back to yourself that you're expanding and giving out everywhere. I
mhm.
definitely agree with everyone they're saying. And for me, like I've been in survival mode a long time. I had to come here through a lot of challenges, all the way from being homeless with children, all the way up, to trying to build businesses with nothing, like so. And it can feel like a constant space of trauma. It can bring up those trauma responses too. And really taking that time this past year to really start to give myself that same space that we're all talking about now. Okay, so let's talk about it now. Here it is. Like we just said, like Reba brought up a good point, but dying for the husbands and all that because not having that support and all this and doing everything. So you see here there goes some statistics. This is from last year, but it has definitely consequences on our body, which this is caused by stress, like, so, this is heart disease, number one death cause for Black women, hypertension, or reproductive health issues like fibroids, infertility, painful cycles, and cysts, autoimmune conditions, right? Those are a lot attached to stress levels, mental health disparities, anxiety, depression, PTSD that are undiagnosed, untreated. And I like this quote that says, our bodies keep the score and our rest rewrites the story. And it's part of our lifeline. So this is something that we have to start to pay attention to. And I know that WISE, we have like a network of like therapists and different people that are here in the space that know what I'm talking about. we're in here. So we'll be going more into depth on that later. So next it says boundaries protect what we're reclaiming. So this is getting into some of the remedies into creating a space, an environment so we can rest. So and Reva started to talk about that just a little bit. So boundaries and pulling back your energy. So that's the energetic boundary. There's emotional boundaries, like, hey, I don't have space to take that call. I know when they're calling, they're gonna dump on me. Like, hey, I want to give a buffer, like before you start to dump, how about you ask me a question if I can hold space for this today? Yes or no? Okay, boom. Physical, making sure you have alone time, touch autonomy, taking the time to actually lay down and create a space for rest. Digital, like these phones, we could be on it all day and it could definitely be a distraction. That light, like, like it doesn't allow us to really rest. Turning off the TV at night, not leaving the TV on when you're trying to go to sleep so you can get a better quality of sleep. And then time-based too, making sure that you're sticking on your schedule. You could say that you're unavailable to like, so those are important as a step to get you towards that. All right, here's a quote. Every time you set a boundary, you honor the version of yourself that's healing. Okay, so let's think about this. Now, when we thought about those boundaries being open, where is your energy leaking? And what is one boundary that you know you need that you're afraid to set? And I would like you guys to put that one in the chat. So where is your energy leaking? And what is one boundary that you know that you need that you're afraid to set? Okay. Got the phone. He everywhere. Like every Courtney everywhere. Okay, like all of them, right? Mm-hmm. You know what helps me with like social media scrolling and stuff? Like I really try to be because I am a mom of many, I have a lot of children. Like and I have a lot of like things, responsibilities. So I like to set alarms on my phone, like so that it goes off and it tells me to switch what I'm doing into like whatever else I need to make sure I plan out for the day. And that helps keep me on track. So even if I start to get off topic, you know, get in my overthink mode, then I'll start to be like, oh, it's time. Work. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take off. You gotta make sure you take care of you. Number one. All right, so let's get to an affirmation now, because now we want to make a commitment like to our own self. Um, you guys can do this in the chat too, or do this for yourself. But it says, I can no longer blank because I choosing to protect my peace. I'm no longer because I am choosing to protect my peace. And for me, I'm going to say undervaluing myself because sometimes I'll overgive and without reciprocity. And thank you for everyone who's writing in the chat. And remember these affirmations. These are things you need. All right. So now I want to talk about like our ancestors. Okay. Right. How did they do it? Okay. Like before all this was going on, like what was going on? How did they handle stress? How did they handle rest in the past? And think about being even more present. We have technology now, right? But everyone's all over the place. The communities, the tribes, everybody had roles. Everyone had things to do. Like how did we approach rest back then? So our ancestors rest with purpose. They not just to survive, but it was part of their healing. It was part of their connections, part of their dream work. So in indigenous and Afro-diasporic traditions of rest, they would use dream work and spiritual stillness as very important. Herbal baths, steam rituals, grounding, and being present with the earth. Coming in a community was also a way of rest. Having care circles, drumming, song, telling stories to each other. And then also honoring those seasons, like what we were talking about, like we're in winter right now, and slowing down and listen to the needs of your body. So this is all things that were done. And if we want to think even deeper, there's, different things that were done in different cultures as part of rest. So like an example, in indigenous culture that we use ceremonial sweat lodges, which was a community based thing. And then they would tell stories within that space. They also would do like dream interpretation to help process mental overload. In African traditions, they would do ritual dance, drumming circles, and herbal baths. So like movement was rest for some, like active versions of meditation. And in Hispanic, there's curandismo, siestas, which is a group nap, right? And family gatherings as a form of rest, because now you have shared responsibilities. You don't have to do everything on your own. So reclaiming our time, reclaiming our energy. So we need to build rituals like for this. And a ritual is a repeated act of intention. So these are going to be ways that we can help to restore rhythm to our bodies and our lives. So I put like different like examples, right? Got the phone down, like taking time, like a little 5 minutes to like just sip your tea in silence, or making yourself something warm to stimulate or allow your body to get into a space to prepare for rest. That's me on the picture. That's me doing the sound bowls. Okay, y'all. Like that's okay. All right. So if you want that sound like that, that helps out. Journaling is also a nice form of rest. Taking a nice bath. Doing a hobby. Or just like smelling candles, different things like that. So here's another journal prompt. What is one simple practice that I can turn into a sacred ritual? For me, mine is shower. That's me. I get up early. I get up before all my children. I get up at like 5, 6 in the morning. And the first thing I do is take a shower. I take the longest shower ever. I'm letting the steam hit me. I'm planning my day. I'm like setting up the space. So when I come out, I feel nice and refreshed and ready to take on all the things that's about to happen in like the next hour. So I use it as a space for me. So anybody want to pop out and share what you would want to try as your form or your ritual for rest? I see reading.
I have to read all the time, but I'm usually reading for other people or for research or whatever else. So like I'm always been a nerd, but I haven't had a chance to like dig into books that I really love. So even reading just 10 pages a day, I think will help get me back on my track of rest and reclaiming my time.
So like setting a time limit at first, like okay, give yourself 10 minutes, read a book, however far you get, then that's it. But you were intentional.
Yep.
I see prayer, journaling, showering, painting, more showers, tea. Yeah, I love it. This is definitely things that we can incorporate into our day and keep that in mind. Like, where are moments that you can add that into your space? Ooh, puzzles. Love puzzles. Thank you all for answering. And you guys can keep chatting and put it in the chat. And then we can move into nourishment is also another form of rest. So, eating with intention as well, so the food that we choose can be a form of healing. I'm a nutrition coach, so, I definitely know that when we, detox our body, it won't allow our body to have to overwork and do as much because we're not allowing like our systems to be overloaded and overworked as well. So, eating with the seasons, taking time to take care of your body and what you put into your body is also a way to prepare your body to rest too. Because it'll give you more energy. Just think we could just use a bottle of water as an example, and we can think about ice cold water, let's see, versus room temperature water, or warm water. So our body, like say we're drinking ice cold water, even though it's good, but I'm just going to use this. But the ice cold water, when we put it in our body, like our body has to do more work to like put that back to homeostasis in your body. So your body is actually doing a little bit extra work to get everything back in line with the temperature of your body and different things like that. Versus, setting it up where you're drinking a room temperature water or slightly warm water. So it's similar. So like, with the things that we choose to eat, and we can just make small changes by just taking like a more healthy option in one like space. So like replacing an ingredient that we know that's heavier on our body, that takes a lot of work, or even following the systems of like, my brain is like my blank, but like it's the time of days where you eat things. So like in the morning, you eat only fruits because then it'll allow you to flush out everything from the day before, and you got your hydration in early in the morning before you start eating heavier meals, and different things like that. So just making small changes to your routines can also help out with providing your body, your physical body, for rest, because those organs are working regardless of you want them to or not, or is doing what it needs to do. Another question. So, what would it feel like to eat in a way that honors our body and not punishes it? I'm gonna wanna come out and share. Just unmute. Or you can share in the chat and I'll read it out loud. What would it feel like to eat in a way that honors your body and not punish it?
I think when you're full, to stop. So not overeating and eating foods that are best for your body. So it would be ground provisions, it will be fruits and vegetables, and not too much starch. But we know we love the starch, but
yeah, I mean, it's something to think about, you know. I see Courtney put in the chat, consistent eating, not going long periods without food. So yeah, because that make you want to go snack or just grab whatever. Like yeah, so you know, eating is also just important, you know, to our body is a part of the rest. Like you don't want your body to be overworking. You trying to make time for you mentally, you're dealing with all this, and then your body is like, help me, please. Okay, so that's there. So just know that. So you know, this is something that I want you guys to think about outside of this space to start to create, which is a rest ritual blueprint for yourself. So like, what does that look like for you and your schedule? Because you have to craft out sometimes until it can become a natural thing for yourself. You know how a lot of us shared that it felt very uncomfortable for us to take a space for rest. So right now it's more like you have to actually plan it until it becomes part of that routine, and you know that this is just as much of a thing that you need to do as eating, as drinking, as movement, you know, like that rest is just as important. And me being a birth worker, you know, when I have a client who I'm sure there's some more birth workers in here that understand with our clients when they're getting ready to have a baby and they're being held up and they're stagnated and sometime in their birth, rest is a very important part of that too. And we encourage them like, listen, like make sure you get rest just as much as you eating, just as much as you doing all that walking. Before you can create, you got to take that space to make sure that you rest too. Is part of the process. So that applies to this too. So what does that look like for you? What is the time of day? Where can you start? Like, where will you do this at? You know, what does that environment look like for you? Is there things that you're going to say? Is there something you want to feel? Is it going to be the bed? You need a fluffy cover. Like, is there a smell that you need to help you relax? Do you want to listen to music? Like, so just think about that for yourself. You know, as we move forward and finish out this winter and think about what you want for that. So now I'm gonna go past this because I know that I'm gonna send Karen a book. Like I have a booklet for this presentation that you can continue to build out and we'll move into this affirmation here that says, today I am choosing to rest by rounding out the noise. Thank you. Slowing down on the multitasking. Not checking any work emails, sir. You're off, okay? Thank you all. All right. So, and then another thing that we mentioned that our ancestors used to do, which was community, you know, bringing back that village, collective care in our community. That's very important too, to create the support system, because a lot, like I said, we were talking about like not having the support levels to be able to take a space to rest. You know, like I said, I'm a single mom of 6, and I do everything by myself as you know, all of that. So me having community is very important for me to be able to have a space to even make a space to rest, you know, like, so all of that's important. So we have Wise Network here who is creating the space for us to come together. So this is part of it. So we rest together. So our self-care is necessary, you know, and we can hold rest circles with our friends. You know, what does that look like? You know, hey girl, come over here. Like, we're not going to do nothing. We're just taking an hour and we just relaxing. We're gonna sit back, we're gonna put on Netflix or whatever, or I got some teammates, just come over and we're just gonna you could take a nap if you need it. Checking in on our strong friends. We know who always have it together and who always, you know, said that, you know, go ask them what do they need help with today. or just not even ask them, just come and show up and just give, you know what they need. If you pay attention, creating a group chat that, centers around that softness and creating space, sharing food with friends, childcare, affirmations, teas, herbs, go telling them to go rest, right? And then being the support for them, and letting them know that their rest is safe with you as well. And then think about this question. We don't have to answer this here, but what does collective rest look like in your circle? Who are those people that remind you to slow down? And what is one way that you can show up for someone else's rest this week? So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I'm here. I am opening a space exactly for that. So people who need help with their babies, come on, March. Okay, come on over. But this is a way to get connected with me outside of this. And I would love to be able to extend this conversation more for those people who need support. Hey, I need support too. Okay. So so whatever we need to trade out and help each other out, let's make sure that we communicate that to others, how we need support, and that we do create that space and start to know how important rest is for us. So with that being said, I am going to pass this back over to Karen, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cameron. That was wonderful. I hope we will learn to take some rest. Anyone have any questions for Cameron? You can come off the mic or open your mic and ask your questions, comments.
Comment.
No, yeah, I just have a comment.
Cameron.
Oh, go ahead,
Two
Kanisha.
Kanishas.
I know. Go ahead, Ken.
Oh my gosh. Cameron, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing this. It's like a breath of fresh air, and while I'm driving, believe it or not, it's given me a moment to take that rest, to actually tune in, to listen in to all the things that you're sharing today that are very tangible and doable, and we just need to have the willpower to do it. So thank you for sharing your expertise. Thank you for sharing the gems today. I'm definitely going to be taking on a lot of what you've shared this afternoon into practice. Thank you for the reflective questions that you've posed as well. Thanks.
Thank you.
And I was going to say, similar to what Kanisha said, thank you for showing up and for presenting the information in the way that you did. I think part of the challenge that I've had with rest, it always sounded like it needed to be long, it needs to be a lot of time devoted to it that I feel like I don't have. And just the way how you presented this evening, it's like I can find small spaces, like it doesn't have to be hours at a time, but finding those small pockets of time where I can rest, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, or otherwise. So thank you for the presentation and for giving us a different perspective and ideas that I can take away with me. And just for the record, I was actually resting my mind while listening to you speak this evening. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we thank you all and thank you for your questions. As we continue, I'd like to have folks who are here with WISE. I want to introduce Debbie, our accountant. Debbie, could you come on?
Good evening, everyone. I am Deborah Moxham. Most people on the call know me because I'm the gatekeeper for getting you all in. And I'm so happy to see many of you people on this evening. My apologies, I was multitasking. I know, Cameron, I have to stop that. As the treasurer for WISE Network, I'm happy to say that we are doing financially very well. We thank all of the members that have been active in our organization this past year. We are currently at 50 plus members, and this is our membership renewal time. So please, if you are getting your membership dues in, they are due on January 31st. And we see a lot of guests, a lot of Cameron's guests. We welcome you on to our Wise Conversations and look forward to seeing you at our other events. For the upcoming year, I am currently, along with my teammate, Anthea Daly, who's not on this evening. She's the other co-treasurer for the team. We are working on our budgets for the year and our budgets for our individual programs.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you all.
Okay. I'd like to introduce Patty, Haley, and Micah. Patty and Haley and Micah, they're in charge of the newsletter and everything that has to do with our Patty. Did she leave? Patty?
I'm here.
Go ahead. Tell us what will you do. Introduce your team.
Hi, everybody. My name is Patty Belgrave, and I am sort of like the behind the scenes admin um, with Haley and Micah. Micah is an awesome addition to our team. She's putting a new website together, and she's working on so many things to get us going and getting us structured. So yeah, that's what we do. We just do the flyers, we do systems, processes, um, registration forms, and um, just security and all those things.
And the newsletter.
Yes, Haley is leading. Is Haley on? No, I don't think Haley
No,
is
she's
on.
not on. Haley's
Okay.
on maternity leave. So
Yep. So Haley is helping us with the newsletter every month. We are kind of behind on that, so we will be getting one out for February.
okay.
Thank you.
And Kanisha Daly, our PR team lead.
Hi everyone, so I'm Kanisha Daly. I'm the lead of the PR with Ven is on, Ven is here, and Peaches. I don't see Peaches on tonight. So we are gearing up to make our phone calls and text message and all WhatsApp messages. So be prepared to hear from us. I do ask that if we reached out and we leave a voice message, just reach back out, send us a text or something, just acknowledge that you've heard from us. We do want to check in with you. And just see how things are going and how we can support you as a sisterhood. So be on the lookout. You'll be hearing from us within the next week or so to continue our monthly check-in with members.
Thank you. Thank you. And Patrina, our planning committee.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Patrina Johnson Daly, chair of the planning committee. I see my amazing team members, Kenisha. I have Marjorie. I have Lorena. Oh yeah, and that's it. But the rest are not here tonight. We bring the awesomeness to light for the year. And so this year we have a lot planning to, bring the spice for our wise women as well as our community. But one of the things that I just want to put out there, we have an event coming up in March. And this is our very first vendors event. We have decided on a date. We've decided on March 28th. That's the last Saturday in the month. We're going to be having it at the Birdcage. We locked the venue in. We're looking to host at least 50 vendors. So we definitely going to need everybody on deck to, get the word out, invite vendors that we are going to be, as soon as Patty's team put the flyer and everything together, we'll circulate it for all members to be able to view and to share. But right at this time, it's this vendors event is down. And because it's our first event, we want it to be at the end. Everybody's like wondering when is the next vendors event, right? So how you play a role, we need you to be able to just share it, talk about it, tell others about it. Also, members, you also have the opportunity to lock in your own tables. There is a discount for members. You can reach out to myself or anyone from the planning committee. Will give you more information, even though that will be shared with you. But please, if you have your business, come showcase your business at this vendors event. All right. So we're looking forward for everybody to be pumped up and excited. And one more last thing before I finish. Please, when I share something with you guys, let me know you see it. Don't leave me hanging, please. Don't leave me on the branch hanging on there by myself by a thread.
Let me introduce you.
Let me know you see me, because then I'm wondering if my thing went through. Okay, everyone?
Got it.
Kenesha
Thank
Slowly,
you.
our program director.
Greetings, everyone, and a happy new year. I am the program director for WISE. I also sit on the board. Very, very excited to share that beginning our 2026, we're looking forward to having our exclusive leadership program where we're addressing self-awareness and personal direction, mental wellness, and resilience for everyday life, time and energy management, as well as communication and connection. We're also looking to have another cohort within the month of April, which will be a hybrid series in person and also via Zoom. And then, of course, closing out in September with our symposium. We're very excited to continue this venture. All of the leadership series as shared, and Cameron, who has mentioned before that she was a part of one of our cohorts, can speak and attest to that involvement. It's a great opportunity to, build on our leadership capacities and our individuality just the same. And we're looking forward to continuing this impact. So share the word, be there, be a part of it. Don't ask about it. Thanks.
Actually, do ask about it. So this year we'll have our first...
No, I said be a part of it. Don't just ask about it. Because some people just ask and then you don't do it. Karen, Nike says just do it. Don't mess with my slogan.
Okay, you're creating your own slogan. Very good. I like it. So this year we'll have actually our first leadership series will be February 28th. That will be exclusively for the women at My Sister's Place and Mercy House. At this point, we're looking for sponsors. We're looking for grant funding. So if you know of any company that will love to sponsor and be a part of it, Hartford Healthcare will be helping us push this through. We'll be hosting it at their leadership. They have actually a leadership and spot on Hudson Avenue in Hartford. So that will be, and then we have one in April, one in June, and one in February. Our members meeting will be every other month this year, and our monthly conversation will continue to be monthly on Thursdays. For folks who have not yet done their conversations, please, we have sent out a form for you to sign up for your conversations for the rest of the year. So Patty can get on and get involved in creating the flyer for your day and your event. We'll be looking out for all folks who has a business, because we will be creating a directory for all businesses. And this directory will help you to build on what you are doing. Folks can find you through WISE. Folks can hire you through WISE. So we'll be sending out information for all those who host or have a business or are thinking of having a business and want to be a part of our directory, because we are making some changes to our, actually, Micah is making some changes to our, she's smiling because I know she's doing a great job. Micah is new and she has jumped in and has been helping us. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here this evening. I hope you enjoyed the conversation this evening. I hope you will be back next month for our conversation. Our conversation next month will be AI. Let me see who's Ven. Ven will be doing in charge of our conversation next month. And going forward, we'll have some exciting conversations and topics. Please look out at our website or Instagram pages, like and share. According to what the slogan that Ken said, be a part of it. Don't just, I didn't catch all of it, but it sounded really good. I hope you guys caught that. So be a
Don't
part.
just ask about it, be a
Be a
part
part
of
of it. Exactly. Love it. Love it. Anyone has any questions?
I just have a quick reminder. I know Debbie spoke about dues being due the end of the month, but a reminder to also sign your member agreement by the end of the month as well, if you haven't already done so.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
Where's the member agreement? Where can I find it? I'm sorry.
It was emailed to everyone.
Ew. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? Concerns?
I'll just
Or
plug it in and say, yeah, just thank everyone again for coming in and joining, and just make sure that you rest. Okay. So that's all I want to say.
yes, and I will be resting. I will turn off the TV. I'll have some tea in the evenings. I'll take some time. Actually, for my rest, I feel like a child when I'm just laying up in bed. The bed is empty, and I, can roll around in the space with some music on, no TV. That's my rest, and I enjoy that. So get your rest, ladies. Get your rest on. Make sure you take it. Even if it's not given, or do not feel, because some of us feel that we don't deserve it, or some of us feel guilty in taking a few minutes because we always think that we have to be busy doing something. Take that rest. You deserve it as whether you're as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, you deserve that rest. So feel free to take that rest. And I see my sister here, one person who does not rest. Donna, please take your rest. I can call on you and pick on you because I know that you don't rest enough. So I hope that you got something from it, and then you'll take your rest, and all of us will take some rest. Have a wonderful evening, ladies. I enjoyed the day. I enjoyed the evening. I enjoyed the conversation. Hope to see you next month on Thursday, the last Thursday in February. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Have a good evening, ladies.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.